Hello everyone! Thanks for coming to my channel. Let's get ready with me. This morning is a special day. You can see I'm dressed up. So I'm gonna have my look match my dress. My main colors are this dark blue color, bright pink, and light green. So I searched through my stash here and found some eyeshadows to match. Let's get started. First, take off your glasses and prime the eyes. I'm using my favorite LA Girl Pro Primer. Now we apply the primer first. As a general rule, I like to, when I'm wearing eyeshadows, I like to do my eyeshadows first before I do the rest of my face. This is an old habit because when I was starting to do makeup as a teenager, drugstore quality makeup wasn't great. And so, as a result, there was a lot of fallout, and it was terrible. Here the eyeshadow primer. There we go. Much better. Alright, so let's start first with the crease. Now, this is kind of an old palette. This is Ice Ice Baby from Essence Cosmetics. I've had this one for a while, but this is definitely one of my favorite blue palettes. You can see it's a well-loved and well-used palette. So I'm taking this Super Crease brush from Moda Brushes, Super Crease BMD 445. So I'm going to start with this kind of dusty blue, just for the crease. I'm going to smudge it into the crease here. Just like in art, when you're painting, you want to start with your lighter colors and then add darker colors later to build up definition. And then on to the other eye. Believe it or not, I actually do like blue eyeshadows. You can have brown eyes and pull off blue eyeshadows. It doesn't look bad. A little more here in the crease. Not great, but this can be fixed. Now, I'm going to take this pencil brush here. This is LA Colors Professional Eyeshadow Shader. I've had this brush for a long time. I bought it at a dollar store a long time ago. I'm going to take this dark blue color here and put it in the crease and bottom line for more definition. So, you know what, let's do the other eye first. I'll start first here with the bottom line, and then I move up into the crease. It's okay if it don't look perfect. That's what blending brushes are for. You can blend away a lot of imperfections. This palette also smells good, by the way. It has the shadows here have a nice pleasant perfume smell. Next, I'm going to take this fluffy blending brush. This is a crease brush, also from Moda. Don't remember if I bought this one online or in a store, but I'm going to take this fluffy crease brush. I'm going to blend out my colors. So start first on this eye, and in a circular motion, start at the corner and then window wipe it back and forth across the crease to blend it out. Smudge out the bottom line a little bit. Onward to the other eye. And smudge the bottom. It's okay if there's a little bit of overhang here from it's a little bit of overhang here, but that's okay. We can clean that up later. Alright, crease is done. Don't sleep on this company. They make good quality cosmetics that are very, very reasonably priced. Alright, on to the lid. Now this is kind of an older palette that I had. I bought this one a couple years ago. This is from Medusa's Makeup. I don't know if the site sells this palette anymore. I don't think they do. But as you can see, I've used it a couple times. What I really want is this bright pink. As you can see, it goes really well with the pink patterns on my dress. So we're going to put this on the lids. Now I've got this eye shader brush from Moda, eye shader BMD466. So I'm going to take this bright pink, load up the brush, and then I'm going to start patting it onto my lid. I originally was going to use a different eyeshadow palette with the pink in it for this pink. My ColourPop Such a Starlit one. But I used that one recently and I haven't used this one for a while. So I decided to give this Medusa's Makeup one, bring that one out of the vault. And I'll do the same on the other eye. Now I'm not using any kind of fixing product to do this. I'm just loading the brush and gently tapping it on. Before we have a minimal fallout. It's making like a nice kind of sunset. I don't know if you could see it here, but it's making like a nice sunset purple here in the crease where it meets. I think I'll put some of this little bit of shimmer here on the, just a little shimmer. I'm just going to use the same brush, just a little shimmer. I don't want a lot, just a little bit. All right. Now for the highlight and inner corner, I'm going to use my Kimchi Chick Virgin Mojito. I'm going to use the color here, Mint Chip. Or should I use Sour Apple? You know what? Why not both? I'll do Sour Apple for the highlight and then Mint Chip for the inner shimmer. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm going to take this fluffy highlight brush here. I've had this one for a long time. I don't know what brand it is. So I'm going to start with Sour Apple. You don't need a whole lot. I'm just doing a highlight and then I'm blending it out. So I'm going to start up here at the corner. Alright, on to the next eye. Okay. Next I'm going to take Mint Chip. And I'm going to layer it. There we go, that's better. I'm going to layer it over Sour Apple. Oh, that looks better. And then I'm going to put some Mint Chip here in the corners for that much needed pop. Alright, that looks better. This was an unexpected hit. I don't normally wear yellow eyeshadows or green eyeshadows, but this Kimchi Chick one proved to be a sleeper hit. Alright, so now I'm going to line my waterline with this blue liner from Juvia's Place in the Nubian eyeliner in Royal. So, oh, this looks nice. Oh, this is nice. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a super vivid blue. I gotta find more opportunities to use this because this is a nice color. Blue, if you have brown eyes like I do, blue is a great color to wear. Don't be scared of blue. Alright, one last touch up on the bottom liner. So back to Ice palette, the dark blue. One last little touch up here. A little bit of blending just to make it not so harsh. Now on to the rest of my face. Now that my eyes are done, let's get started on the face. So I'm using this new primer. I finally used up my e.l.f. one. This is Catrice Cosmetics' the Hydrator Plump and Fresh Primer. Prior to finding this brand online, I'd never heard of Catrice Cosmetics. I believe they're a brand in Europe, as I've seen makeup artists from Europe using this particular brand. So I believe they're German. Either way, they're a very reasonably priced company, and they have so far a pretty good primer. So I have here a little bit on my hand. Now I'm going to start applying it. So I put some on my nose, my cheeks, my chin, and I start rubbing it in. Like all primers, you have to let this one sit for about 30 seconds or so till it gets tacky. That's always a good sign. My e.l.f. Power Grip primer didn't have a smell, which is fine, but this one has a fresh smell, almost like Vaseline. Well, not Vaseline, but like a very fresh. Onto my foundation. So right now I'm using this e.l.f. Camo CC cream in shade Light 240W. Now, unfortunately, this was the lightest shade they had at the drugstore when I bought it, but it's actually just slightly dark for my pasty complexion. Next time I'm going to try maybe Fair 140, or if I can find something more neutral. My skin tone is pretty light, but I tend to run either neutral or like ivory. I'm pretty ivory colored. The foundation I was using before this was a ivory buildable foundation in light ivory, but they don't seem to, e.l.f. doesn't seem to make that one anymore. So now I'm just applying my foundation, my CC cream, with my very beat up looking beauty blender. And this is a real beauty blender, by the way. Unlike the knockoff one I was using before, this one seems to hold the product better. I do like to blend my foundation into my hairline so that it looks more natural and not quite so shocking like I'm wearing a mask. And just blend, 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 blend. Down the face, down to the chin. I really should wear a headband when I do this. Now down the neck. Alright, now onto the concealer and cleanup. Now, this is an older concealer that I've had. This is the Fair Warm 16-Hour Camo Concealer Matte Finish from e.l.f. This is one of the first concealers I ever bought, and I didn't yet know what color I was. So when it arrived and I put it on the first time, I almost went into shock because it looked ghostly on me. I mean, I know I'm pretty light colored, but this made me look like a ghost. It's not a bad highlight and contouring concealer, which is what I use it for a lot of the time. But I want to use this up before I get to another one of my concealers. We don't waste makeup around here. This can be an expensive hobby. So I need a little bit of under eye brightening here and some cleanup. So I'm just gonna dot this along my bottom line. And now I'm just gonna blend it all across. Tell me you make faces when you're putting concealer on or doing any kind of super focused concentration work. It can be an expensive hobby, so you try to use every bit of makeup you can, even if you have to sometimes be creative about its use. Now, time to set everything. I'm using my handy old girl here, LA Girl Pro Face in Fair High Definition Matte Press Powder. You can see it's well loved, well used. Waste not, want not. So, first thing I do is I take my brush. This is an older brush I bought from Medusa's Makeup a long time ago. They don't even sell this brush anymore. But it was like crystal unicorn themed and I had to have it. Load up the brush. And then I start dabbing it onto my face. Or rather stippling it on. Like this. And then I start going down. As I've mentioned before, having a lighter colored powder can offset a little bit of a dark foundation. It can offset. This is more close. This is closer to my actual skin tone, so it kind of offsets my absurdly light, my ghostly light concealer. So I stipple it on like this. I just brush off the excess. Now when you're nearsighted like me, sometimes distance vision isn't your strong point. Alright, and then blend the excess product into the neck, just like this. All done. Now on to blush. My old reliable favorite, Rosé in Play. This Sweet Cheeks Matte from NYX. Using my Medusa's Makeup blush brush. Also no longer available, but a well-loved favorite nonetheless. Love it so. I've used it so much the ferrule here is loose on the handle. I'm going to apply the blush right here on my cheeks. Put some color on my pasty face. And on to the other side. Alright, and then on to a little bit of rush contouring. So I've got my favorite Trixie Cosmetics bronzer here in Flower Power bronzer in Peace Out Poppy. So apply a little bit of bronzer here for a quick contour. So squeeze in your cheek like this and apply. Onto the other side. Follow the natural contour of your face. And then just blend, blend, blend. Finish up, so I'll put on some mascara. This is my Tarte Man Eater mascara. I love love this mascara. The way it makes my eyelashes separate, the way it coats them. I love it. I have other mascaras that I want to try out, but I can tell you right now the Tarte one is definitely going to be one I will buy again in the future. I like trying new things and figuring out which makeups I like, which brands I like for which purposes. It's also a very good bottom lash mascara. I don't know if you can see it, but this mascara wand has nice, tight, short little bristles. This is a great bottom lash mascara. See? There we go. My favorite mascara so far. All right, got my brow pencil. This is J-Cat Perfect Duo Brow Pencil in light brown. As you can see, I've almost used mine up. J-Cat's another great budget brand. Good quality cosmetics, very fair, affordable price. So now I'm going to draw my eyebrows on, and then on to the other brow. This is one of those things that requires like the utmost concentration. Because even though I've been doing makeup now off and on for the better part of 20 years, I still can't draw my eyebrows on straight. But I try. Remember, they're sisters, not twins. Alright, and then a nice little spoolie brush here on the end to buff it out. And make it a little more natural looking. I know the modern thing is to use concealer to carve out eyebrows, but I don't like that. I'm an old school millennial, aka old person. I draw my eyebrows on. Alright, let's finish with the lips. So I've got this bright pink color on my dress, so I've got a bright pink lipstick and a kind of a darker pink lip liner to go with it. So this is NYX matte lip liner in Sweet Tooth. Let's start first with this. You can see it's a dark pink color. So I'm going to apply my lip liner first. I start first in the middle where my Cupid's bow is. And then I go around my lips. I have naturally thin lips, but I don't like to overdraw them too much, because then it looks clownish. Okay, that looks better. It's okay if you get some on your lip. That's what lipstick's for. Alright, this is my favorite hot pink lipstick. I love NYX's lip products. This is their Suede Matte Lipstick in Clinger. Look at that bright pink. And it's so pigmented. Once you put this on, it stays on. It don't go nowhere. So let's put it on. Alright, all set. Now let's set the look finally. I've got my e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Mist Setting Spray. Let's spray it on and set the look. Alright. We are all done. Now it's time to put my glasses on. And we are all set for the look. What do you think, guys? I like it. Okay, thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for getting ready with me. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.